Joining me now is Lauren Fick. She's a founder of Car Coach Reports. Lauren, great to have you on the show here. Retail is everything that we've been talking about for about the past week or so. What are your expectations when it comes to car sales?
Well, we're looking about November sales being up about 7 to 11%. Part of that is you had an extra selling day, but also there's a lot of incentives and a lot of inventory, which means consumers have a lot of choices. And at the end of the year, this is a great time to buy, especially as we know there's going to be a lot of changes with the new administration coming in.
So what are some of the changes that you expect could impact the car market?
Well, we do know that $7,500 tax credit's going to go away. Even Elon Musk, who's working with President Trump, has said this is something that they're planning on removing. That also helps him, believe it or not. If you're thinking, well, what about all those electric cars? Well, car manufacturers are actually asking to leave in that tax credit and take away the mandate because they want to sell the vehicles that they've produced. But for Elon Musk, he's blazed the trail and still owns about 60% of the electric vehicle market. And electric vehicle sales are still strong. They're not what they were hoping they would be, but hybrids are where people are tending to go to. They want the electric for running around town, but when you go on a highway, they don't want to have to rent or purchase a second car. And so this is like the best of both worlds, whether it be a plug-in hybrid or a regular hybrid. And it's, of course, the cost of fuel is going to make a big factor on what people decide, because gasoline-powered vehicles will always be available as well.
We've seen some shakeups when it comes to the executive level at car companies, namely Stellantis. What do we know about that, Lauren?
Well, that is interesting. Tavares had said that he's going to double down on all electric, where literally every other brand except for Jaguar has said, no, we're going to coexist. Like General Motors says, we're going to offer electric for those who want it, and gasoline are the only car company that has said they're going to have two versions, where Hyundai and Kia, who are leading the trail in sales so far for November, we don't have all the numbers in yet, they're offering hybrids as well, offering people options. You want a plug-in hybrid, or do you want just a hybrid so you can go distances? And so this offers people good choices. We're seeing with Stellantis is they get rid of all their performance products, which is what people purchase, the Hellcat, the Demon, the Hemi engines. And then they only offer one vehicle on the Fiat lineup, which is here in the U.S., which my prediction is that's going to leave the U.S. because they only have the 500E, while dealers still have the 500X, which is their all-wheel drive subcompact. Great deals, by the way, sitting on their lots because they can't get rid of them. And you're seeing that along the full Stellantis lineup. Where it comes to Chrysler, one product, they just added on the Voyager, so you have a minivan, and one is stripped down and one is loaded. So you're really limiting options to consumers. And when you're a leader of a car company, you need to read your buyer. You're building cars for your customers. And if you're not looking at what the customer wants, you're just building what you think is right, that's a problem, which is why he stepped down on Sunday night.
I'm curious, in terms of auto sales, Lauren, as we prepare for these numbers to be released, how you think that another rate cut by the Fed, of course, traders pricing in a more than 70% chance of another quarter percentage point rate cut in mid-December, will happen. Of course, that would impact the rate that someone could get on a loan to buy a vehicle. How do you expect that could impact auto sales ahead?
It should help auto sales a little bit. I think that what we need to do is lower overall costs. Insurance rates are up about 60%. So that's a big factor for a lot of customers. You're thinking, well, I was going to buy that loaded vehicle. Maybe I'll buy that mid-level loaded vehicle. But keep in mind, there's cars sitting on lots 300, 400, 500, 600, even 700 days of inventory. That's more than a year. So that's good for the consumer, which means there's products available. Incentives are out there, which is good for sales as well. And I think in the bottom line, you're going to see sales increase. I am, however, worried about certain brands that have not maybe transitioned and been able to step away from the electric car manufacturers, such as Jaguar and Nissan. Both are struggling, as well as Stellantis. They need to sell more cars. Consumers should know that they're great deals, but without incentives and lower interest rates and lower insurance costs, I think that's going to be a big factor to consider.
Lauren, very quickly, how do the incentives this time of year compared to what we saw last year?
Oh, much better. We had inventory issues. Now we have inventory. So if you're thinking, well, I was waiting on that minivan, that truck, that SUV, whatever it might be, go to the dealers, shop around. It's good to buy local, help the local dealers. But keep in mind, a lot of people are buying online, and you're going to find that interest rates and inventories and incentives are all going to be very helpful. And we're hoping for a good December.
Lauren Fick, founder of Car Coach Reports. Lauren, great to see you. Thank you.
Thank you.